Good morning, everyone. It is Friday. Friday, I guess would be a better way to put it. November 7th. Let's see if we can get this party started here. I think we've got that up and running. I think that's going in. All right. Well, it looks like we are live on TikTok, X, Rumble, YouTube, and Facebook. And don't forget, today is Health and Wellness Friday. We should have Dr. Glidden and Dr. Neal on today. And we will be doing our subscriber only live. So it'll be a little shorter regular live today. And we will flip over to, well, we're going to try and flip over to the subscriber only live. But as you know, TikTok's been making all these different changes with their back end. So I'm not sure whether we'll have to end the live and then come back on as a private live, but we'll see. Good morning, Alex.
Morning. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm just kind of giving everybody the 9-1 or the 411 on the
better than the 911. Yeah, careful, sir.
I know, exactly. We don't need any more 911s at this point. But just telling everybody about switching over to the subscriber live. We do want to keep, oh, nice Caesar hat. We do want to make sure that we look out for Dr. Neal and Dr. Glidden today. I think they're both going to join us. And good morning, Dave.
Morning, guys. What's happening?
Well, we're just getting things going. I'm not sure. Are we going to have James today? Do you know?
He was just backing in to get loaded up. So if anything, he'll try to get on. Depends how long it takes to get loaded up. So
okay, no big deal either way.
Bad timing on that end.
Yeah, exactly. So President Trump just, what is that, Alex?
Just second. Second.
Okay. President Trump going off on Nancy Pelosi. I just love it. It cracks me up. He is just on a tear. All right, well, let's say some good mornings here. Who do we got here? What is that, Alex?
That's a 10-point buck.
Is that big or small, or I have no idea?
That's a pretty good sized boy.
Oh, is it there right now, or is this old footage?
That is off my trail cam from last night.
Oh, is that the thing that you were showing us that was scraping on the tree?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
That's him. And then here, there's a better picture. There you go.
Wow.
That's nice. That's nice.
Are they legal to hunt?
Yes, sir. That's what we're all about, homie.
You got anybody that can get him?
You're fired. Shut up, Dave.
Exactly. What do you mean? Alex is doing it from his bedroom window. My gosh.
That was just rude.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, let's say some good mornings here. Excuse me. Oh, pardon me, everyone. Okay, Lee is here. PJ Party Peggy, Andrea Lynn 81, Mary Lise Brown, Kissing Bandit and Lipstick, Sherry from East Tennessee, Rick Sr. is here, Dobermom 79. I'm married to Bob, Gary Murphy, Brian Yeager, Modest Matt, Jody Singleton 8, Christy B from Hayesville, Kansas, Martin's WB. Good morning, Martin. Kathleen Garcia is here. Be Better. And there she is, the star of the show, Lisa Maria. Good morning, Lisa Maria. Wendy's here. Tanya Moonsheimer. Oh, gosh. Digger from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, the 51st state. Pure Blood Holly Johns. Good morning, Holly. Holly said, that's freezer filler. Isn't that the truth? Dobermom yes, 79. Benji 1959. Good morning, Ben. Sassy Minnesota girl is here. Jody Singleton 8. Lee Traveler. Oh my goodness. Ruggs 1204. Army vet. Seamus is here. Is Seamus? I wonder if that's. Could that be my friend Sean? I think it is. Is that you, Sean? Put it in the chat if it is, or send me a text. If it is, I'm welcome you. Glad you made it, brother. Hits is here. Good morning, Hits. David, Joy, Jolynn, Ego from Iowa is here. Sue B. Oh, shoot. I forgot to silence my. Hold on, everybody. Gotta silence my phone. All right, there we go. Let's see. Towie Bixby is here. Good morning, Towie. Oh, it is Sean. Oh, Sean, I'm so glad to see you, brother. I missed you last time you were out here in California. Hopefully, you'll be making the trek again. We need to get caught up as soon as we are able to. Robert McCarski's here on YouTube. David Morales as well. He said veal meal. Exactly. These people know you, Alex. They're on to you. All right, let's see here. Alex, are you ready for some indices this morning?
You ask me every morning, and I always answer yes.
That's what I like to hear. I say it just for that reason.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. November 7th, 2025. What happened to remember the 5th of November? I guess it was a nothing burger, but that's okay. We're going to carry on. Looking at the indices today. Pardon that. Down. S&P 500 down 85 points to 6,634 points. The Dow 30 is down 382 points to 46,529. The NASDAQ is down 477 points to 22,575. But commodities market, not so bad. Gold is currently up $36. We're back up above the 4,000 mark, sitting at $4,027. I got about 8 weeks, maybe 7 weeks to go to collect that stake from Mr. Gwynn.
I don't know. I think John's in pretty safe company at this point. You got a long way to go, brother.
I don't know about that, sir. It ain't that far to go. Looking at silver, we've got 51 cent positive today at $48.47. Crude oil is also up 29 cents at $59.72 a barrel. Looking at the crypto market, Bitcoin was down all night. Everything was down. Had turned around just a little bit, really pretty much steady this morning. Quite frankly, it's not going anywhere. $101,037. That's a plus 0.8% for Bitcoin. Ethereum sitting up 1% at 3,297. XRP up 1.4% at $2.25. Solana up 1.6 at 156. Cardano is up 8%, kind of a gainer there. ADA would be that one at 56 cents. And XLM Stellar Lumens up 5% to 28 cents. SUI up 8% at $2.09. HBAR up 4% at 17 cents. Looking at today's deltas, 2450 from November 7th, 2018. We're going to show you a new world. Those who are blind will soon see the light. A beautiful, brave new world lies ahead. We take the journey together, one step at a time. WWG1 WGA.
Excellent. Thank you, Alex. All right. There we go. We got that. I think I found James. He was creeping in the background.
I sent him an invite a while ago. I wore this shirt just so James doesn't get in trouble today.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Good morning, James.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Are you joining us today, or are you just lurking in the background?
Oh, no, I'm joining.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure. Let's see. Michelle Shepard is here over on YouTube, also known as Lace and Steel. Kathleen Paschke is here on Facebook. Good morning, Kathleen. And Earl Shannon from Minnesota is here as well. Welcome in, everybody. Sassy Minnesota girl said, I'm having venison for my lunch. Gee, what a coincidence.
That's right. Let's go.
Exactly. Hey, Nut's here. Good morning, Nut. Native San Diego said, cool shirt, Alex. It is a cool shirt. All right, let's see. Dave, do you have a report for us today?
I sure do. Hope everybody's Friday's going good. Got done vertical tilling here in eastern Iowa, and now we're doing a little chisel plowing. Not much of that to do, but all going good. Glad to be switched over anyway. Today's numbers look a little bit better than yesterday. Corn's even across the board for the most part. Soybeans are gaining back 7 to 10 cents. And wheat is down about 5. And for cattle, feeder cattle is up 0.6%. And hogs are down just a tad, just not even a tenth of a percent. So we'll see what happens over the weekend. USDA is in the news heavy with the SNAP program, so we'll see what that all consists of. I know half of it went out, so we'll see how that plays out.
Yep, 100% I agree. Thanks, Dave. Oh, let's see here. Brian just showed up. Good morning, Brian. Wildlife fan said, canning lemon cranberry juice while listening. Blessings to all. Wow. Well, if you want to send some of that way, California way, I'll be glad to receive it. Teresa Faria Contractor is here. Sassy Minnesota girl said, hey, Dave, why the shortage of beef? Oh, did we lose Dave? Oh, we might have. All right. Well, we'll come back to him. Dave?
It's because of the price. The stock of beef is down because it hasn't been worth for farmers, for ranchers to grow it. Their inputs have been too high. Now that it's short and Trump's doing some tariff stuff with a few other countries, it's in demand again. And it takes so long to build that stock back up. A lot of the farmers are reluctant to jump back in full-hearted, so that's why.
Got it. Thanks. James, do you have a report for us this morning, sir?
I do, sir. It's I don't know what's going on with my camera. Wow. Maybe you have to put me back out. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
we can hear you.
Okay. I don't know why my picture's not there. I'm front and center of the camera.
Because you pulled a salmon and you keep poking buttons.
I didn't poke anything.
Well, you're kind of fading in and out on the pic. Oh, now lean forward, James. And then lean backward.
I don't know what the heck's going on.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't think the camera likes that new mustache.
Ouch.
All right. Well, let me get through this. I'm in the middle of loading. I am loading over in South Carolina for Arkansas for tomorrow.
Got it.
So anyway, we'll get to the military thing. China comes to the news once again. China has commissioned its latest aircraft carrier after extensive sea trials. The Fujian was commissioned Wednesday at the South China Hainan, I don't know if I butchered that or not, Hainan Island with President Xi Jinping and the crowd. The Fujian is China's third carrier. I'll repeat that again, third carrier. This milestone, Xi Jinping massive military overhaul and expansion is aimed to be complete by 2035. China has hopes to go toe-to-toe with the U.S. Navy in naval lethality. They want to broaden the stance and as compared to the Indo-Pacific presence of the United States Navy. Simply put, they want to project power globally. Japan looks onward and touts that China's development does not have transparency at all. Foreign capitals worry about China's lead blockade or invasion of the democratically self-governed island of Taiwan, which China claims as its own territory, and Xi Jinping says he has not ruled out taking it by force. The two aircraft types that will be launched from the Fujian is the F-35 stealth fighter and the J-15T heavy fighter. China has 3 aircraft carriers. The United States has 11. China's aircraft carriers are conventionally powered. All of the United States aircraft carriers are nuclear powered. They also lag in guided missile carriers and destroyers. We are building bigger and better as we speak. The United States naval fleet will remain the leader and unsurpassed. Kick ass and take names.
Exactly. Great, James. Thanks. Even though you're invisible today, that was a great report.
I don't know. That was really... See, now I show up, okay?
Oh, there you are. Well, there's your head anyway. We can partly see you. You know, it's kind of funny with China versus the United States. It's kind of like showing up to a gunfight with a knife. You know what I mean? Exactly.
China, I don't give a damn.
Exactly. He doesn't either. He doesn't give two F's, if you know what I mean. All right. So President Trump yesterday was commenting on California and the elections. He said the unconstitutional redistricting vote in California is a giant scam, in that the entire process, in particular the voting itself, is rigged. All mail-in ballots where the Republicans in that state are shut out is under very serious legal and criminal review. Stay tuned. What do you make of it, James?
Well, it doesn't surprise me that they're going to try every single thing they can to win or attempt to win. What do they really have left? That's really kind of their last straw, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. James, Alex?
It's political bullshit.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
What about the Prop 50 money going to a presidential campaign?
Right. Exactly.
Well, wait, what?
Exactly. Dave?
And is that to highlight it? You know what I mean? I will see how that brings across the board. Is it to bring it to light and bring all the corruption in California out? Right.
Exactly. So moving on, October layoffs surged the most since 2003 amid cost cutting and AI adoption. Are we going to see more of a dip in the economy, Alex, before we see the rocket shot?
It hurts right now. I mean, it hurts right now. All we can do is ride it out. Everyone wants to blame the tariffs, but you can't go from 4 years of what was going on into 10, 11 months now of what we're trying to reverse and expect that the trend for the last 4 years was going to change.
Right.
It's just, there was so much damage done. It's going to take time to get it turned around.
Right. And Trump came out and said, we're building auto plants, we're building AI plants, we're leading in AI over China and everybody else. When all of these plants start opening, we're going to have a revolution, a positive revolution, economic revolution like never before. James, what do you think? How quick and when?
Oh, yeah. I think that we start probably this month where we start to show positivity. This comparison with China and the United States, it's in everything. As I mentioned with the aircraft carriers, you know, they think they're bold and beautiful with 3. That's kind of a laugh, really, when you compare to the firepower of the United States Navy. With crypto, where they opposed it at first and now they have adopted it, they realize that they are on that the tail end of the caboose, if you will.
Yeah.
So I think this month is going to take off. It's going to be the start where we lead, and I don't think we're going to follow.
Right. And talking about what I would call justice, or the justice phase, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly known as Prince Andrew, ordered by House Democrats to appear before Congress in Washington, D.C. for questioning over his links to Jeffrey Epstein. Now we see Epstein coming back into the narrative again. Dave, what do you make of it?
Well, it must be a timing thing. Obviously, the left believes that Trump's heavily involved in it, and that's why it hasn't came out. Or is it because of the criminal, trying to get their I's dotted and their T's crossed?
Right. Exactly. Alex, any comment?
How many networks of individuals that take advantage of the innocent have fallen in the last 11 months? I think that we would all love to see some accountability, but my first reaction to them, subpoenaing him to come before them, like that ain't gonna happen. Like, the dude's not even an American. How are you gonna make that happen? I think it's It's saber rattling, as you say, Sam. It's a little bit of beat in my chest, but is it going to go anywhere? I mean, I would love for it to. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't think it's going to.
Yeah, James, what do you think?
Oh, I agree with Alex. There's not really a whole lot I can add to that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's move on. Kazakhstan will formally join the Abraham Accords normalization agreement with Israel. They'll be the 5th Muslim country to join the Accords. My gosh, he's bringing peace to the Middle East, and there's still people out there ranting and raving over the Trump derangement syndrome. Dave, what do you think?
Well, when we're backing them into a corner and we're painting them in, they're going to be aggressive that way across the board. You're never going to convince that 20 to 30% of the United States that he's a good guy and what he's followed through. Like I've said in the past, I got secondhand knowledge through a good friend of the community here that knows Donald Trump and says they're an amazing, loving family. So that's what I'm basing it off of.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've ridden this long with him. I'm riding him into the stable. Speaking of President Trump, as we all know, Nancy Pelosi is not seeking re-election. We all probably know why. But he said, when asked about her, I think she's an evil woman. I'm glad she's retiring. I think she did the country a great service by retiring. How many others are we going to see follow this same pattern, Alex?
Hopefully a lot more. Is it part of or is it not? I don't care either way. Glad to see her go.
Yeah, 100%. James?
They took her ice cream away. Come on.
Exactly.
She's getting kicked to the curb. It's time for her to go.
Dirty, rotten traitor.
Yeah, all that in a bag of chips, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, she's overdue. But I will say, if a lot of traders seem to follow her habits on the stock market and her investments, she's come a long way for the meager amount of money she supposedly made.
Right.
She's outperformed the leading portfolio managers in this country by 400%.
I didn't know that actual figure, Alex, but that's not surprising.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I knew it was a bunch.
Meanwhile, you have Tesla shareholders approving Elon Musk's $1 trillion pay package. Come on, that's Elon 2.0, and I think we know who controls him. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, it may well be. It's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out across the board. But, yeah, there's a farewell video that I posted on FB to Nancy, and there's not a lot of tears going for sure.
Right. All right, so let's see if we can find Dr. Glidden here. I think he's with us. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Alex. There he is, Dr. Glidden. Good morning, sir.
Morning, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here.
Hey, James or Dave, will one of you drop out and come back in so we can get Doc in the middle?
I'll do it because I'm loading, so I'm busy anyway. But you guys have a good day. Dr. Glidden, it's great to see you.
Thank you very much.
All right, Doc. So the last regular story of the day, I wanted to make sure that I brought you on for this because I think it is significant. So yesterday, President Trump's doing a news conference, and he's asking RFK Jr. about that weight loss drug, Ozempic. And Gordon Finley, who is the executive vice president of Novo Nordisk, was on the podium with him or on the stage, and he fainted just as President Trump asked RFK Jr. about the safety of that drug. What do you make of that, Doc?
Well, you can't drug your way to health. You can't cut and burn your way to health. And there will always be net negatives when you attempt to move the metabolism of the body aggressively one way with a man-made pharmaceutical. And drugs are like guns, man. It's not the gun, it's how it's used.
Right.
It's not the drug, it's how it's used. Every time I'm in the dentist chair, I thank God for lidocaine, for goodness sakes, right? Thank God for general anesthesia. But the way that conventional medicine uses almost indiscriminately drug after drug after drug after drug after drug, and remember, the intention of the pharmaceutical is not to cure the condition. It's to manage the condition. And then as you're managing the condition, the root cause of the problem remains unaffected. So that's still at play. And then you have the side effects of the drugs that you have to deal with downstream. And then you become weaker, and then you need more drugs, then you become weaker, and then you need more drugs, then you go bankrupt, and then you die. Because remember, the leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States is medical bills. And the leading cause of death, or the third leading cause of death, depending on how you crunch the number, is MD-directed therapeutics. So it's a shit show from start to finish. And it's only a matter of time until those chickens come home to roost. But right now, it's the flavor of the month.
Well,
right?
and Doc, I've had a lot of people ask me about that particular drug and those types of drugs. One of them is a close family member. What would you caution people, or what would you say about those particular drugs? What are they doing to the body? What is the long-term effects, or do we even know at this point?
We don't know what the long-term effects are, but one of the things that they do is completely obliterate the stomach acid.
Oh,
That's
really?
not a good thing. And the actual metabolic action of the drug is irrelevant. What is relevant is that the drug is not intended to cure the condition. The drug is only intended to manage the problem. And because it's a pharmaceutical, it's going to have side effects. And all you have to do is just watch TV for 20 minutes. You'll see 3 ads for a pharmaceutical. And there are the disclaimers at the end of every ad, may cause blindness, may cause death. A certain percentage of people who've taken this drug decided to vote for Democrats. It's crazy. And we've become so inured by this constant bombardment and by the monopoly, which has existed for over 100 years now, that people just think that, well, they need the drug because that's the only thing that's going to work, because if all this alternative stuff was better, then the alternative stuff would be everywhere all the time. And that's how people think, because they don't understand anything about the monopoly. They don't understand anything about the hostile takeover of medicine. And people are suffering needlessly simply because they've taken the wrong dog to the hunt. And the only reason they've taken that dog to the hunt is because it's the only dog that's allowed in the hunt.
Well, Doc, and my perspective is, compared to 40 years ago, we've come a hell of a long way with waking people up. Now, I know that there's a long, what's that?
And my profession, so in order for me to practice, I had to do 4 years of pre-med, 4 years in naturopathic medicine, at a fully accredited by the United States Department of Education medical school. Then I had to graduate. Then I had to pass national boards. Then I had to pass state boards. Then I had to get a license. Then I had to secure 25 hours of continuing education every year. It's full-blown primary care medicine, and yet it's only licensed and regulated in 24 states. And it's a felony to practice naturopathic medicine in Tennessee.
Wow, I didn't know that.
We have come a long way. When I graduated in 91, I think there were 5 states that licensed and regulated naturopathic medicine. Now there's 24. Well, that's an improvement. But
Where's Kansas? Where is Kansas in the list?
No, Kansas is not regulated yet. And there's a whole group of people now in my profession that think, well, what the hell do we need a license for anyway? Because the license really restricts what we do. And then there's the whole state national movement, which I'm
and it's the same principle with getting married. I don't need the state's approval to be married.
That's right.
So there's a lot of layers to that, but the basic take-home message is that, if you take a Chihuahua duck hunting, you're coming back empty-handed. It's the wrong dog for the hunt. You need the right dog for the hunt. And conventional medicine is fantastic for military field surgery, trauma care, surgery when it's necessary. But for most of the conditions that most people go to the doctor for most of the time, it's the wrong dog for the hunt. Because the therapeutics only manage the problem. They never fix the problem. Cure has become a 4-letter word. And people suffer needlessly simply because of the monopoly, which disallows them from understanding or having access to any other type of medicine other than MD-directed, pharmaceutical medicine.
Well, Doc, we've got a lot of questions in here. And the first one is Melissa Flinner said, I'm taking Monjaro, Mounjaro. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, you're gonna die, sucker. You're gonna
Uh-oh.
die. Monjaro. Give me a break.
What is it?
It's the same thing. So it's a blood sugar medicine, I believe. Let me look it up.
Don't
And then-
sugarcoat it for her, Doc.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
type 2
exactly.
diabetes, right.
It's
It's a blood sugar medicine. And look, with type 2 diabetes, here's the deal with type 2 diabetes. In 1957, there was a doctor, his name was Mertz, M-E-R-T-Z. He discovered that type 2 diabetes was driven by a mineral deficiency called chromium. And he also discovered that another mineral, vanadium, would help the body to process blood sugar. If you have type 2 diabetes, you don't have a bad gene. It's not because you're getting older, and it's not because of chemtrails, which are a very real thing, by the way. It's because your body has run out of the nutrients, especially minerals, that it needs to metabolize blood sugar. And sugar is not the Antichrist. Sugar is the gasoline of the body. You couldn't blink an eyelash without sugar. Your DNA is made from sugar. That's why you're so sweet, Sam. Did you know that?
Oh, come on now, Doc. It's getting thick in here now.
So if you have a problem metabolizing blood sugar, it's mostly probably because you've run out of chromium. And chromium is a mineral, right? That your body can't make it. Plants can't make it. Animals can't make it. The only way it gets into the body if it's in the soil. And it's not in the soil. So you must be supplementing with minerals in order to just give your body the raw materials it needs to be healthy. I mean, if your car runs out of oil, the engine seizes. There's nothing wrong with the engine. If there's not enough air in the tires, they roll off the rims. Nothing wrong with the tire, just not enough air. It's the same with the human body. If you're deficient in nutrients, it's only a matter of time until something breaks. And then you go to the medical doctor who doesn't know anything about that, and they just throw a drug at the situation in order to manage the problem. And that's going to have net negative effects in the long term. So helping people recover from type 2 diabetes is one of the easiest things in the world to do. I could do it in my sleep. It's a
Yeah,
simple
type 2. I agree 100%. Hey, Doc, real quick here. Dr. Neil was going to join us today, but
Yeah.
Dr. Neil is on YouTube. Doc, you got to go to TikTok to come on the screen. So access your TikTok account, not the YouTube account. I can't bring you on YouTube. It has to be on TikTok. Sorry about that, Doc.
It's all right. And you know, if you just take insulin and take insulin and take insulin and take insulin and take insulin, it's only a matter of time until your toes fall off and then your feet fall off and then your legs fall off.
Yeah.
Because
Well, unfortunately, Doc, my youngest daughter is a type 1 insulin dependent diabetic.
well, okay,
Yeah.
so but here's the deal with that. I'll tell you a real quick story. About 17 years ago, I'm giving a lecture, and a young woman brings her 2 kids to the lecture. The kids are like 10 and 12. And the oldest kid, the 12-year-old, was a type 1 diabetic from, I think, age 2. And he was on insulin. So I gave the lecture. I told him what to do in order to upregulate his blood sugar. And he did it. And within 3 weeks, it was 2 or 3 weeks, he was able to reduce his insulin intake by 75%.
Wow.
75%, simply by taking the nutrients and changing his diet. And that change persisted. And it was such a life-altering moment for him that he went on to become a naturopathic doctor.
Well, Doc, I have a similar story. My youngest daughter, Samantha, is type 1 insulin dependent. She got diagnosed at the age of 3. And so as soon as that happened, my brother, Dr. Mike, God rest his soul, and Dr. Kenneth Cooper, another friend of mine, I was on the phone to both of them. We were traveling in a motorhome at the time. Come to find out, she's type 1. So I start digging in and start researching and learning everything I can. And I discovered a book by Robert Young called God, I forget the name of it, but it was essentially the diabetic diet or something like that by Robert Young. And his whole premise was getting down to raw foods. Now, Sammy at that point was at 30 units of insulin a day, right? Plus the long acting overnight. we did this this change where we were dehydrating food, we were eliminating animal products, and she went from 30 units a day to 2 units a day in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
Now, my wife and I at the time didn't agree on things, and she just decided we don't want to do this anymore. She didn't want to do it anymore because it was very labor intensive.
Yeah.
So we stopped, and Sammy's been diabetic ever since. But she went from 30 units to 2 units a day,
Just with diet.
just by changing the diet.
Yeah, it's remarkable. And, in a free, fair, and just world where we actually had medical freedom, there would be millions of dollars of research pumped into that area, right? There would be millions, and we would know what to do beyond a shadow of a doubt for everybody that's type 2 diabetic. Here are the foods that you should eat. Here are the nutrients that you should take. And it would be a slam dunk. But remember, according to old man Rockefeller, the patient cured is a customer lost. And this is a big come to Jesus moment for most people. They have to pop out of the medical matrix because the conventional medicine is not designed to make you healthy. It's designed to keep you sick. It's not health care, it's sick care. It should be illegal for conventional medical doctors to advertise that they practice health care because they do not. It's false advertising. They practice disease management. And there's a gigantic difference between the two.
I think it was called the pH Miracle by Dr. Young.
Yeah, that rings a bell. Yeah.
Yeah, and I followed it to the letter, and it was significant changes. Well, let's get into a couple more questions here. Oh, Sassy Minnesota girl said, hey, she had labs run a couple days ago. My HDL triglyceride ratio is 0.38.
Oh, I don't care.
What's that?
I don't care. The HDL, LDL cholesterol thing is irrelevant. Makes no difference. The only difference between HDL and LDL is HDL carries they're cholesterol transporter. HDL carries cholesterol from the periphery back to the liver for storage, and LDL carries cholesterol away from the liver to be used in the tissues. Now, because the medical doctors incorrectly believe that cholesterol is the Antichrist, they want to do everything that they can to lower it, and LDL, which transports cholesterol to the body from the liver for use in the body, is bad because cholesterol is bad, and it's insane thinking. It's absolutely backwards thinking, and they got it wrong. There's no relationship between high cholesterol and heart disease. It does not exist.
And if you look at the corporations that own those particular medicines and some of the food producing, it's a vicious circle. They're causing things to happen because of the food supply, in my opinion.
Oh, you're right. I mean, we've identified 12 foods that nobody should look at, let alone eat, because these foods all generate net negative metabolic outcomes. And the 12 bad foods are foods that people eat all the time. And that was not a coincidence. That's done on purpose.
Right. And everybody should be aware, if you go to my website, samshalhoub.com, look for Dr. Glidden's button in the upper right-hand corner. Click that button. It'll take you to his website. It's a membership-based website. But Doc has reduced the price, and he's offered our viewers a 30% discount by using the code SAM. And you can ask Doc any question on just about any subject on health and wellness and get an answer. And then he also does live question and answer periods on his website, once you're a member, twice a week. Now, Doc, we were going to do one for just our viewers. Are we thinking a week from this Saturday, 2 weeks from this Saturday, or do we know at this point?
Well, I'm on holiday next week. I'll be back in the saddle on the 24th, the week of Thanksgiving. So how about the day before Thanksgiving on Wednesday the 26th?
Well, I thought we were going to do it on a Saturday.
Oh, you want to do it on a Saturday? That will work
Yeah.
also. We could do Saturday the 29th, if that works for you.
Okay. What would you guys think, Alex? Would that work for you?
Absolutely. We'll make it work.
Dave? Okay.
What time?
So
What
we're going to
time?
hold on. Let me, I'm guessing about 10 a.m. Pacific time, that is.
Okay.
So it's Saturday. What was the date again?
November 29th.
November 29th.
29. Okay, Saturday 29th at 10 a.m. Pacific. Okay, everybody. So we just put it in the books. It's going to be November 29th, Saturday at 10 a.m. And the way that you're going to access this is you're going to go to my website, click on Dr. Glidden's button, and then he's going to have a banner on his website, correct, Doc?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then you sign up from there, and it's no charge. Everybody's welcome. We're going to have a lot of interaction. It's going to be wonderful.
Yeah,
So
it'll
again,
be a lot of fun. Yeah, they always
November
are.
29th. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see here. Next question. Mark Madsen said, "What is your thought on peptides?"
I don't. That's all the rage now. I think it's ridiculous. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's a flavor of the month. The new shiny thing. I don't think that there's going to be any clinical traction there whatsoever. I mean, I've been doing this for 37 years, and I don't think there's one illness that I haven't helped somebody get on the other side of, and that includes many different types of cancer, and haven't needed to use peptides. I mean, why would I? It's not like medicine progresses and we continue to learn things and we continue to add things, but I don't think there's a there there.
Yeah.
I think it's just misdirection, brought to the table by people with small minds who don't really understand natural law. They don't really have any idea about how to provoke a curative response in the human being, which isn't that difficult to do, by the way. Because the human body knows how to fix itself. And there are laws of nature which support that. And if you know how to manipulate the laws of nature, just like, manipulating the laws of gravity with aerodynamics, you can fly a plane. You can help people to get better. So I don't see any need to use peptides. I think it's the new shiny thing that'll go away in a couple of months.
Yeah. So Dr. Neil, I just sent you an invitation on TikTok. You just have to accept the invitation, Doc. Dr. Neil is the formulator of the Neil Naturopathic Non-Toxic Hair Care products. Doc, so he's been wanting to come on with us, and he wasn't able to last week, but you weren't here anyway, so it was okay. But Doc, I just sent you an invitation on TikTok. You just have to accept the invitation. Yes, sir, Alex.
In the Midwest, it's very common, Doc. The alpha-gal syndrome, allergy to red meat. I know many people where I'm at. It's a tick-borne disease or issue. I don't know that we'd call it disease. Do you have any recommendations on how to deal with that? Because
so whenever we have an allergic condition to an external protein, first of all, you can only be allergic to a protein. Let's get that very straight. If it is an actual allergic reaction, it can only be in response to a protein antigen. For instance, when people get they wear rings or jewelry and they get irritation in the skin, that's not an allergic reaction to the metal, because you can't be allergic to a metal. It's an acid forming. The perspiration of your body is reacting to the metal and it's forming a weak acid, and that's what causes the irritation. But I digress. So when we have any allergic condition whatsoever, the first thing to consider is the small intestine, because the small intestine is the barrier between the inside and the outside of the body. And that's where the immune system central headquarters is. It's the small intestine. And it's interesting because when food is inside your digestive tract, it's outside the body. Think that through. Because the digestive tract from the mouth to the South Pole is just one big tube. And when stuff is inside the tube, it's outside the body. It doesn't get inside the body until it is absorbed into the bloodstream. And that process happens in the small intestine. And the immune system central headquarters is right there. It's like the border guard looking at the stuff that comes in and giving it a pass or giving it a fail. And if it gives it a fail, then an immune response is elicited. So if the small intestine has become funky, then you're going to have all kinds of allergic reactions. And when the small intestine becomes funky, the first, second, and third thing to think about is you have been consistently eating food on a regular basis, which is causing damage to the small intestine. Like cutting holes in the fence, in the border fence between two countries, and now the illegals get to run through the hole. So the first culprit there, regardless of what the antigen is gluten protein. because the gluten protein, which is epidemic and it's everywhere, it's in everything that we eat, damages the small intestine, damages it big time. It's like death by 1,000 cuts. So anybody that's having any type of an allergic reaction to red meat, they need to stop eating gluten immediately. They don't even look at, so no wheat, no barley, no rye, no oats, period. No bitching, no complaining, just don't eat those foods because it will hurt you over time. Number two, there's a product that the nutritional supplement company I like makes. It's called Ultimate Microbiome. And the Ultimate Microbiome product helps the intestinal tract to regenerate itself. So over time, if you did those two things, did the Ultimate Microbiome on top of the 90 essential nutrients, and you eliminate the offending foods, within about 6 months, you should see a remarkable improvement in that condition.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Doc, Deb said, what can I do for macular degeneration?
We can attempt to fix it. And that protocol is outlined in depth on my website.
Okay, excellent. Now, Dr. Neal, he just said I'm on the phone. I don't know if you mean you're trying to get on through your phone, but he should be able to with his phone, right, Alex?
Correct. And I don't see him in the list anymore.
Oh, boy. Okay, I don't know what happened there. Oh, well. T. Rich asked, Doc, what was the mineral again? I'm not
Chromium.
sure which one you...
Chromium.
Oh, chromium.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, great. Q Luminati 17 said, is low cholesterol a preview to get cancer?
Yes, low cholesterol is a big bad voodoo daddy. You should be concerned if your cholesterol is low. And if you're a postmenopausal white woman, the research clearly shows that if your total cholesterol is over 400, you live longer than your peers. So everything that you have been taught about cholesterol is the reverse of the truth. Let me say that again. Everything that you've been taught about cholesterol is the reverse of what's actually true. And this type of academic nonsense and misdirection, just like with COVID, can only happen inside of a self-policing, self-regulating monopoly. If we had medical freedom, this type of misdirection would last for a week and then it would be gone because people would see right through it. But the only reason that this stuff persists is because of the medical monopoly and the statin drug industry. It's a $20 billion industry a year. That is not going to go quietly into the night.
Yeah. Andrea Lynn 81 said, I ordered Tangy Tangerine for my husband first, and I will hopefully switch over soon. Now, anybody that's interested in supplements, and so many of you have taken advantage of this, go to my website, samshalhoub.com, click on Get My Supplements button, and you're going to order Beyond Tangy Tangerine, or you're going to order the Healthy Start Pack. Both are great, but at the very least, order the Tangy Tangerine. And if you get to my website, you'll be able to access that. Now, Russell Webster, Doc, said over on YouTube, is the carnivore diet good for you?
For some people, it is. And see, this is the thing. Different people have different metabolic types. So here's the deal. There are a number of foods which will hurt anybody who eats them, right? I mean, if you breathe in arsenic every day, you're going to die because it's bad for you. So there are certain foods that if you eat them on a regular basis, they will hurt you. And so once we have identified those and removed those, and we've nutrified the body with all essential nutrients, then it's a really smart idea to experiment with different diets. So do the carnivore diet for 4 weeks, see how you feel. Become a vegetarian for 4 weeks, see how you feel. Do the lacto-ovo-novo thing for 4 weeks and see how you feel. And that's the only way that you can figure that out, because the research on this is sketchy. The reason that it's sketchy is because this type of medicine is not in the mainstream, and it's not given the attention that it needs. And so you can talk to 10 different doctors. They'll have 10 different ideas about which diet is the best, and it's all nonsense. So regretfully, the only way that you can answer that question is you have to try it. You have to take that car out for a ride and see how you feel.
Excellent. Well, welcome, Dr. Neal. Finally.
Yeah, finally. Oh,
Holy
man.
smokes, man. I thought I was going to have to go over there and give you a hard time in person.
You'll have to. Somehow I get into all the other accounts I have on TikTok, but can't get into the Neal Naturopathic one. And so,
Jeez, Doc. Well, I'm so glad you made it. So glad you made
Welcome.
it.
thank you.
Dr. Glidden, this is Dr. Neil.
Hi,
It's a
how
pleasure.
you doing? I've been listening to you and really enjoying everything you're saying.
Oh, you're very kind. Yeah, thank you. Well, you know, the truth has a ring to it, right?
Well, yeah, again, but not everybody speaks the truth or knows the truth. You know,
Yeah, this is the problem in the 21st century.
I agree. The only thing I'd add about the carnivore diet, what I don't like about it, and again, I agree, some people it works, some people it doesn't work, but you know, I think if you go without eating vegetables and things like that, that's difficult. I think, you know, I mean, yes, if you're supplementing those things from other sources, then okay. But other than that, you know, I like balance in all things.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with that. And there are certain types of meat. For instance, if you cook the red meat well done, that's not good. And if you have meat that has nitrates that have been added to it, that's not good.
Right.
So there's a happy medium there.
Yeah, it's like the keto diet. I run a health division of a international child development organization. So I work with a lot of special needs kids, and they're always trying to get into ketosis. So they come wanting that keto diet. But again, they're eating that meat, and the more fat on it, that's full of toxins. And I mean, it's, you know, it's very difficult. And
Well, and you guys, what about fiber? You hear so much about fiber. There's soluble, there's insoluble fiber. What's your opinions on that? Go ahead, Dr. Neil.
well, your body runs on fiber, so you need it. You know, so for example, on raw vegetable juices, which I encourage my patients to drink every day, you're taking the fiber out, you're getting the pure nutrients, which is great. You don't have to digest it and break it down. It's just absorbable and metabolized, but you're throwing away the fiber. So it's good to have a balance of that, you know. But again, so many times people are eating things that aren't raw or aren't live. They've cooked everything out of it. So again, in that way, you're getting fiber, but it has very little value other than, again, your digestive system runs on fiber.
Dr. Glidden?
A really good source, easy breezy lemon squeezy, is just eat 1 or 2 organic apples a day. Apple pectin is really great. And if you can't do that, then get fresh squeezed, organic, unfiltered apple juice and drink 8 ounces of that a day. That's got a lot of fiber in it. I like carrots. I encourage people to eat raw carrots. That's a really big deal. And, you know, there was this guy, what the heck was his name? I've got his book right here.
Hey, Dr. Neil, you might want to put your phone on a stand because you're shaking a little bit.
Yeah, I'm doing that now. So.
Okay.
Arnold Ehret, right? There was this guy named Arnold Ehret, and he had this whole raw food diet. I think it's very interesting. And again, you know, in a free, fair, and just medical society, these questions would have been answered 50 years ago.
I don't know where we're getting that feedback from. Hold on one second, Doc.
I think it's Dave.
Oh, it's Dave? Let's see here.
He fixed it. He fixed it.
Okay, got it. Sorry, Doc. Go ahead.
You know, so in a free, fair, and just medical society, all these questions would have been answered because that's where the research would have gone, right? I mean, we can't even tell somebody right now how much water they should drink because it's never been determined through, you know, a controlled environment. And so we've got ideas, a lot of ideas about it, but what we're leaning on for a lot of this stuff, you know, that's outside of the realm of natural law, we're flying by the seat of our pants. And that's why there are so many contradictory ideas in the world. You know, let's do the keto diet, let's do the carnivore diet, let's do the eat right for your type diet, let's do the mucusless raw food diet. Well, whatever. So, you know, we need a sheikh from Saudi Arabia to throw $1 billion at this. to have an institute for holistic medicine. Then we could change.
Let me call one of my cousins over there and see if we can get him to do it.
We could change the
Dr.
world
Neal,
one
you're
day.
having some issues with your muting. I'm sending you an invite to unmute. Just go ahead and hit yes. You see
Is that
that?
better?
No, Doc, it's Dr. Neal. He's having some. I'm hitting an invite to unmute.
You got it.
He had it.
He did.
Okay,
It was unmuted.
Try that, Doc. Boy, let's. It doesn't seem like it's. Alex, maybe you can work with him while I get some of these questions answered here. So, let's see here. We have. God, there's so many on here. Hit said, Doc, can you give us some thoughts on intermittent fasting?
Love it. But what I'm more a fan of is fasting, not intermittent fasting. If you can work it into your schedule to fast for 24 hours once a week, you're a rock star. And what would be even better is to fast for 72 hours once a month. But remember, if you're going to do fasting, which is really good for your overall health, and the numbers are in, it's important that your body is nutrified before you do it. Because when you do a fast, your body starts cleaning itself out, and it shunts a lot of the toxins, exogenous toxins that have been sequestered away in fat, into the liver. And then the liver tries to do its job and deconstruct that stuff and detoxify and get it the hell out of the body. But that's a nutrient-rich dependent phenomenon. So you got to have the nutrients there to facilitate the detox when you go on a fast. If you don't do that, it's like stirring up a hornet's nest and you will be hurt. I had a buddy years ago. This was before I knew anything. He was a big born-again Christian, and he went into the woods in the Pacific Northwest like Jesus and did a 40-day water fast. He did, and he did it. And 2 months later, he got leukemia.
Wow.
And it was because he fasted without doing the metabolic support.
Dr. Neal?
Yeah, I agree with that. I love people fasting once a month, or I usually have them, especially with my cancer patients. Norman Walker had a great fast where you drink a 8-ounce glass of water with a tablespoon of Epsom salts in it. And then half hour later, you begin to drink a solution basically of 6 lemons, 3 grapefruits, and the rest oranges added to a half a gallon of distilled water. You drink that every half hour. That stirs up, as Dr. Glidden was saying, it stirs up the toxins in the body, makes them, the body release them. But then you have to follow it, if you're only doing a 2-day fast, for example, you follow it with a day of raw vegetable juices that helps the body get the nutrients, but also carry off those toxins. And
Yeah, you got to get them out.
yeah, he's absolutely right. You know, there are other ways to, enemas or Kalima boards, things like that when you're doing a fast to, again, help. You always have to help the body get those toxins out. Every cell in your body needs 4 things: fresh oxygen, fresh hydration, fresh nutrients, and you must remove the waste. And so when you're fasting and you have all that waste, you've got to get that out. You stir it up, it becomes problematic. That's why a lot of times people get symptoms when they fast, because the body hasn't been able to remove them properly through the bowel and the kidney.
Yeah, I've had 4 remarkable healings in my life so far. I'm 66 years old, and 2 of them were with colon hydrotherapy
Right.
and detox program. It was remarkable. I experienced all the symptoms that I had from Lyme disease in reverse order in 12 hours after the first colon hydrotherapy session I ever had. It was a remarkable thing.
Yeah, I have all my patients, again, use something called the Kalima board.
Yeah, I had the Colima board years ago. Used it all the time.
Yeah, Dr. Jensen's life was saved by Victor Irons.
Yeah, that's right.
The Kalima board. So again, that's what I recommend for all my patients, obviously not the children. but for adults to get a Kalima board, because this is the gentlest, safest, most effective way to help the body get these, as Dr. Liddon said, get these toxins out, and you will reverse so many illnesses. Death begins in the colon. So
Yeah,
you,
100%. That was a great book.
Well,
That book
is
changed
there-
my life.
Hey, gentlemen, is there any downside to getting a regular colonic?
Well, you can overdo it. I mean, my grandmother always said you don't want to scrub the pot so hard that you break it, right? So the colon hydrotherapy is meant as a momentary thing in time to give the body support. You don't need to be doing it all the time. You know, once a year, maybe twice a year max.
yeah, ideally you would do, again, I prefer the Kalima board to colonics. A, you do it yourself at home. B, the tip only goes in you a half an inch as opposed to getting that hole somewhere. If you don't have an x-ray, you don't know where it's going. Third, you know, again, somebody else is doing it. Fourth, the hydrotherapy often can be too much pressure on the internal organs, and you're stirring up, it's like sandblasting the colon. You have a portal vein that runs from the tip of the appendix up the ascending colon, across the transverse colon, down the descending, all the way to the sigmoid rectum anus. That portal vein will reabsorb toxins and send them back to the liver. So by using a Kalima board, the body water at its own pace and gently goes up. Again, as Dr. Glidden said, you wouldn't do it, you know, you can't overdo it, but I've had cancer patients who I've had to have be on a Kalima board for a year every day. Of course, they had to replenish electrolytes, they had to replenish probiotics and many things. But, you know, at the end of that, they were eliminating 3 times a day, which if you're eating 3 times a day, you should. And they were able to reverse their condition.
Okay, so gentlemen, we're going to switch to the subscriber only live now because there's some other questions in here that I don't really want to say on the open live. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and switch us over, but I'm not sure that it's going to work. We may have to exit and come back in. Hold on one second. Let's see here. Yeah, see, it's still not letting me do it. I don't know why that's happening.
But I'm regretfully, Sam, I have to bounce because I have a consultation in 13 minutes.
Okay, so before Dr.
Right. Just waiting for my patient to call me. So I apologize for my technical, you know, ridiculousness. I will get it straightened out for next week and for the event on the later in the month.
Okay, so let me clarify for everybody. It's November 29th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. There was a lot of questions about that. So, Alex, you want to tell everybody how to do it again?
How to
access to go to Dr. Glidden's website through mine.
Yeah, so we'll have a banner when you click on Dr. Glidden on Sam's website. On Dr. Glidden's site, there will be a banner for us specifically. You don't have to be a member. It's going to be a very kind gesture by the doctor and Sam to put it together for us. And I just wanted to tell Dr. Neal, we charge $1 for every unnecessary apology. We appreciate you coming in. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, gentlemen, well, have a great weekend. And then we're going to end this live, everyone. We're going to bring back in on our subscriber only live. So have a wonderful day, everybody. Thanks, Docs.
Thank you.